Hey, what's up y'all? I'm back with another video. Are you a fan of making money in as quick a time as possible? Well, I have good news for you. A couple months ago, I set out for Northrend in order to see just how much gold I could make farming treasures and was largely successful and figured, hey, why don't I try this with Outland? After all, pieces from TBC have an even higher value than they do in Northrend, so I may as well give it a shot. Well, in this video, I'm going to do a brief rundown of chest locations as well as some of the rares, notable items, and show y'all what I get after running around the entirety of Outland. Anyways, that being said, let's just get right into the video. The first zone I'm starting in, of course, is Hellfire Peninsula. The zone has a decent amount of chests which you can find in these locations, as well as 3 rares that drop unique items. One of the fascinating things about Outland as opposed to Northrend is that each mob has 4 unique items as opposed to 1, being 1 for each armor type. Mech Thorg the Wild drops unique chest pieces, including the Demon Forged Breastplate, which averages around 200,000 gold across UM's realms. Full Gorge drops gloves, including the Rockworm Plate handguards, which are currently listing for 70,000 gold on my realm. The last rare in the zone, Warcraft Doomspeaker, drops headpieces that don't fetch particularly high prices, the most notable of which being the Legion Crown, a cloth headpiece that currently lists around 20,000 gold on average across US realms. Like I said in my last video, I want to point out that you should run this route on an Outlaw Rogue for the Find Treasure passive, since even though you have the chest locations, it's still entirely possible to happen to miss chests, which would suck low-key. Next, I'm moving down to Shadowmoon Valley, since I figured rather than backtracking, it would be easier to travel around Outland in a loop as opposed to going from a zone like Netherstorm down to Shadowmoon Valley or vice versa. The zone has a pretty good amount of chests, which you can find here, as well as 3 rares that drop unique items. Ambassador Jerichar drops unique bracers that, much like the headpieces from Warcraft Doomspeaker, don't fetch particularly crazy prices, the most notable of which being the Illidari bindings, which are currently listed for around 13,000 gold on my realm. The next rare is Krator, who drops foot pieces, the most notable of which being the Abyssal Leather Treads, which are currently listed for around 20,000 gold. The last rare in the zone is Kalidas the Warp Watcher, who actually has a Legion legendary named after him. He drops unique headpieces that all fetch pretty decent prices, the most notable of which being the Fiery Beholder Eye, which is currently averaging almost 100,000 gold. After Shadowmoon Valley, I move into Terrakar Forest. The zone, much like every other Outland zone, has a pretty decent amount of chests which you can find in these locations, as well as 3 rares that drop unique items. The first rare is Crippler, who is the first rare that you can probably skip, seeing as he only drops a ring that is barely worth 2,000 gold. So, if you value your time, I wouldn't recommend going out of your way to get a kill on him unless you're trying to get the Bloody Rare achievement. The next rare is Okrek, who drops unique belt pieces. The most notable piece that Okrek drops is the Feathered Girdle, which is currently listing for just over 50,000 gold on my server. The last rare in the zone is Doomsayer Jurim, who, like Krator, drops foot pieces, the most notable of which being the Grim Sabatons, which are currently averaging around 200,000 gold across US realms. The next zone I meander into is Nagrand, which, much like the other zones, has a pretty good amount of chests as well as, you guessed it, 3 rares that drop unique items. The first rare in the zone is Goretooth, who drops unique bracers, the most noteworthy being the Crocolisk Scale Vambraces, which last listed on my realm for over 200,000 gold. Brograz the Clanless, much like Crippler and Terrakar, drops a non-transmog item, so you can skip him unless you're trying to get Bloody Rare, which you should have gotten back with War Mode during Season 4 of Shadowlands when no one was playing the game and it was free. The last rare in the zone, Void Hunter Yar, drops unique belts that don't fetch particularly impressive prices, the most noteworthy being the Void Scale belt, which is currently listing for 25,000 gold on my realm. Next, I go to Zangarmarsh, which has a pretty decent amount of chests which you can find in these locations, as well as 3 more rares that drop their own sets of unique items. Mardukar drops the Striderhide Cloak, which currently lists for a pretty unimpressive 3,000 gold on my realm. In fact, the Egwin realm at the time of this video, it's selling for 50 gold. So if you're looking to make some quick money server hopping, have fun. The Coilfang Emissary drops unique leg pieces, the most notable of which being the Naga scale leg guards, which currently list for 60,000 gold on my realm. The last rare in the zone is Bog Lurker, who drops shoulder pieces that each individually fetch high prices, the most notable of which being the Bog Podrons, which are currently listing for 100,000 gold, but average around 400,000 gold on my realm. The next zone I go to is Blade's Edge Mountains, which has plenty of chests which you can find here, as well as another 3 rares with their own unique items. The first rare is Hamathian, who drops unimpressive chest pieces, with the most notable piece being the Drake Scale Halberd, averaging around 26,000 gold across all US realms at the time of this video. Ironically, the most valuable thing that Hamathian has a chance to drop isn't so much the unique blue transmog pieces, but rather the Apexis pieces that he has a chance to drop, some of which can list for tens to hundreds of thousands of gold, entirely depending on the pieces in question. The next rare in the zone is Moorcrush, who drops shoulder pieces. Unlike Bog Lurker, these pieces fetch unassuming prices, with the most expensive piece being the Fellstone Spalders, which are currently listing for 20,000 gold on my realm. The last rare in the zone is Speaker Margrom, who drops gloves. The most notable piece that he drops are the Nethersteer Gauntlets, which average a little over 50,000 gold across US realms. The final zone I explore is Netherstorm, which has a pretty okay amount of chests, the likes of which you can find in these locations, as well as, you guessed it right yet again, 3 rares with, wait for it, their own unique items. The first rare in the zone is Evercore the Punisher, and punish he does indeed, since he, like Crippler from Terakar Forest, drops a ring, which lists for an incredibly impressive 100 gold. In fact, on the Tichondrius realm, it's currently listing for not 50, not even 10, but 5 gold. The next rare in the zone is Chief Engineer Lothander, who drops the Illidari Cloak, which currently lists for 30,000 gold on my realm. Good luck finding him though, he looks like the rest of the NPCs around the reactors. The final rare, not just in Netherstorm, but in all of Outland is Nuramok, who drops Chimera Scale leg pieces, the most notable of which are the Chimera Scale leg guards, which are currently listing for just short of 300,000 gold in my realm and averaging that price across US realms. This zone seems to be a hit or miss, but I'd still recommend making your way here since the one time you don't check on those rares, they're going to be up with the high ticket items on their loot table. Running around the entirety of Outland took me about 50 minutes, and I was able to loot 16 chests and kill 5 rares for a total of 21 items worth a combined 466,965 gold, equivalent to roughly 560,000 gold in looted item value per hour, or slightly less than 2 WoW tokens per hour worth of gold. Of course, like I said in the Northern video, you may have better luck with rares when farming with war mode on, but it's the middle of a work week, and to be honest, I don't really care enough. This farm, much like most transmog related farms, is probably worth doing once or twice a year, depending on your server's population and how frequently you sell Outland related transmog items. That being said, with the War Within coming right around the corner, and with the increased demand in transmog items when the pre-patch rolls around, you may be safe running this route 2 to 3 times in the next few months, just to help build high value inventory. But I can't tell you what to do, so do what you want. Anyways guys, thanks for watching. This video took a lot of effort to make, so I'd appreciate it if you left a like and subscribe, since I'm super awesome and totally deserve it. My official Discord server is now open, so if you'd like to join it, there's a short PowerPoint presentation in the description of the video with a link at the end. That being said, I've got more content in the woodworks that I am excited to share with y'all. And anyways, as always, peace.